Tasty, tasty. 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 Incredible. Tasty, tasty. Tasty, tasty.
Tasty, tasty. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are, folks. I hope you're having a really good Sunday. I think Moon's got first with his sub. He said that 26 months already. 26 months is a huge amount of time, dude. 2 years and a little bit. That's amazing. Thank you so much. JQ's here as well. So is Ozkilane. So is RL Keebs. So is Superhands. JQ, thank you so much for 36 months of subs. Dude, 3 years? That's crazy. 3 years of subs? Thank you so much. You got confused when ads started. I apologize. I wish I could fix the whole Twitch subs ad thing. Like, I wish I could fix it, but unfortunately it's like
Tasty, tasty.
just a ton of bad options, unfortunately. Anarchy, thank you so much for being here. Pestilence, thank you so much for 6 months of subs as well. RL Keeps, thank you so much for 22 months of subs as well, closing in on a 2-year streak. February will be your month, good sir. Thank you so much for that.
Tasty.
Manu, hey there, good to see you. Void Media as well. Godzilla Waddle's here too. Anonymous Biker, Kevy Babes, Pestilence, Trojam, V Rugdush. Thank you so much for being here, guys. It says, good evening, fellow rectangle inspectors. I hope you're having an excellent day. Yeah. Alvi, good evening, good sir. I'm ADM, he is here as well. Cargery's subscribed for 29 months. Alvi subscribed for a whole year. Happy PT birthday, Alvi. Congratulations, good sir. Rulaz here as well. Evening, how are you? I'm good, man. Thank you very much for asking. I'll talk about that in a minute. Ray the Kid says Nerve Daddy. Is that in reference to GMK Nerve, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure I like being called Daddy. Only a couple people in my life get to call me that. Shumi, good evening, good sir. Jay's obviously pooping again. No, I was making coffee. I have coffee here. This is what I was doing for the few minutes before the stream. And it's good coffee. Let me just turn on the closed captions. There we go. Before I forget about them. At what point do we send help? No help needed. I'm good. Superhands, thank you so much for the 11 months of subs, dude. Almost a year. January is your time for the PT birthday. Free Juice, thank you so much for 25 months of subs. Hungry Hannah, thank you so much for 6 months of subs. Honest Accountant says, hi Jay, how are you doing today? Do you know, Honest Accountant, every time I see you post, I always wonder if you're actually my accountant.
Tasty, tasty.
And it makes me wonder. I don't think you are, but it always makes me wonder. Like, this is where I'm going to tell him off. I'll know what to tell him off about. I always wonder if that's what it's going to be. Trojan, thank you so much for 42 months of subs. Crikey. That must be one of the longest subs we've got going on the stream. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. JMS subscribed for 20 months. Thank you so much, dude. And so did Kevy Babes as well. Congratulations, both of you. Mr. Blackbrook's here as well. Good evening, good sir. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. For those that don't know, Blackbrook and I are catching up a week today. So there will be no stream this time next week. I will not be streaming next Sunday. We'll only have one more stream before Christmas, which I think is on the 22nd of December, so 2 weeks today. At which point we're going to do a load of giveaways. I've got a ton of prizes that I've been piling up on the table just to the side of me, and we're going to give all of those away on stream on the 22nd, so watch out for that. Soaked Out as well, thank you so much for being here. Manu as well, good evening, good sir. Dick Songwa, thank you so much for the Prime sub as well, good sir, I really appreciate it. We really are living in the future if your accountant is live auditing you on stream. Just stuff to wrap me over the knuckles with, that's what it is. It's just something. So yeah. I'm sure you enjoyed the F1 today. I did enjoy the F1. We can talk about that in a few minutes. Average Joe as well. Hey, good sir. Thank you so much for that little cheat you sent me the other day. I really appreciate it. No salads, no sauce. Did I see a cheeky 20% off? Yeah. If you put into the chat discount, there you go. There is 20% off if you spend more than £70 on the store during the stream using the code STREAMER20% at checkout. So that £70 is before VAT.
Tasty,
so if you're in the UK, it has to be £70 plus VAT, so whatever that is, 70 times 1.2. Let's get a calculator up. I can't do that in my head. I should be able to, but I'm not going to try. 70 times 1.2, £84. So UK and EU will be £84-ish. So it's £70 before VAT. So look for the excluding VAT price at checkout. But yeah, spend 70 quid and you can get 20% off and free shipping as well, because all orders for UK get free shipping. So yeah, over £70. So yeah, that's one thing to do. Okay, looks like Bezos is going to be raiding us with an ad in like 13 seconds, so I apologize in advance, folks. Please, no F1 spoilers. I have yet to watch the recording. Nimble Machine, I'll give you like a notice when I'm going to talk about the F1, and then you can like mute the stream for like 2 minutes, and then I'll give like a I don't know, like a peace sign or something on stream when it's done, but it'll be for a couple of minutes. Bazooka, thank you so much for the 2 months of Prime subs as well. I thoroughly appreciate it, dude. I thoroughly appreciated it. Last year's Christmas prize keycaps is going on my JO2 soon. Nice. I don't remember giving away keycaps last year, did we? Is that what we did? I can't remember. Jellymaster, thank you so much for the 5 tier 1 gift subs on stream today. I thoroughly appreciate that, my good dude. Thank you so much. And congratulations to everyone getting the points there. The stream looks like it's fine at 5,500 kilobits per second, so I've not got any notifications that we've dropped any frames or anything. No drop frames, 60 frames a second. Seems like it might be an issue on your end. No salad, no sauce. Okay, so let's thank you again, Jelly. I really appreciate it. Let me let's catch you up on the latest PT news. So, well, let's start with this weekend. So this weekend, I walked the dog. I went on a date with my wife, and I watched the F1 today as well. We went out for a nice steak dinner on Saturday night. Had a bottle of wine. It was really nice. That was to celebrate my wife getting a new job. She was made redundant a couple of months ago, and she finally starts her new job on the 16th of December, which is only a week away. So literally a week tomorrow, and she starts her new job, which is great. So we went out on Saturday night to Miller and Carter for good steak and good wine to just to celebrate that, which is really, really good. So I'm really proud of her. And yeah, she's now going to start a new job, which is great. One advert equals 1 meter further into space for Bezos again. Maybe. I mean, not sure I'd put the money on Bezos to get there before, like properly before Musk does. Like Musk seems to have SpaceX sorted out. So yeah, it's really good news. I'm really proud of her, and yeah, as I say, she starts in just over a week. She's actually slightly annoyed with me because I had something booked for next weekend. Before, I'm just grabbing my foot still under the desk. That's why I'm shaking it out here. There we go. So yeah, so she's slightly annoyed with me because next weekend, the reason I'm not streaming is because I'm going on a little trip with Mr. Blackbrook, which I'm thoroughly looking forward to. It's a break that I need, and I'm really excited for that. So she's slightly annoyed with me because her first day on her new job, I won't be there in the morning. I'll be in a hotel, so with a friend of mine. So yeah, it's gonna be good fun. But she'll probably prefer it in the long run because she'll get a chance to like chill out the night before and get ready for the start of the job. So it'll probably be good news. Right, let's talk about the F1. Someone didn't want to hear about the F1, so Nimble Machine. If you don't want to hear about the F1, I will do peace signs when I've finished talking about the F1, so you know when to turn your volume back on. The race today was fantastic. It was kind of unbelievable in some ways. I think 2 drivers really stood out to me for doing things I thought was impossible. Leclerc and Hamilton both just tore through the field. Leclerc through overtakes and Hamilton through strategy. I don't think either one is worthwhile debating which is the best because they both worked really, really well for each team. But Leclerc's opening lap, the way he just cut through and around half the pack between, you know, the first and the 5th corner was phenomenal. Was absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, so it was a great race. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hamilton's last at Mercedes. I thought it was really nice that they did do the whole let's allow Lewis to do burnouts thing and park up at the end of the pit lane where the top 3 had won, and it was really exciting to watch him pass George on the last lap as well. But I did find it was a bit weird that Hamilton is only switching teams and he was allowed to do all of that kind of swan song kind of stuff when we've got Perez potentially leaving, Hülkenberg leaving, and Zhou Guanyu leaving, and Bottas leaving, and all of these other drivers just not being around. Like, yeah, I thought it was really interesting that Hamilton was allowed to do that, to switch teams, but those drivers who've been around for a lot of years weren't allowed to do it just because they were moving. So Yeah. No, actual Formula One, not the F18X group. I know, I apologise. Talent was on full display in today's race. Yeah, those people who in the last 6 months have been calling Hamilton washed up and out of it, I think today proved that Leclerc's going to have his hands full to deal with them. I thought Norris drove a great race, so I'm a McLaren fan through and through, and it was great to see McLaren finally win a championship in terms of the constructors for the first time in 26 years. That was kind of crazy. They still feel better. Max is 8th. Wait, what? Max is 8th? What? You mean Hamilton's 8th thing? Yeah, you mean Hamilton's 8th where Max stole it from him? No comment. Gotta let the post child get his 5 minutes. To be fair, I get that. I mean, Formula One is a behemoth of global sport, and if you're one of your premier drivers is making a big change, I get why the Liberty Media, the owners, kind of want to make a song and dance about it. Like, that completely makes sense. So yeah, it's quite cool to see it in some ways, and a little bit unfair to other drivers in other ways. I feel like there should have been like a big thing, not just for Lewis, but all the drivers who know they're not going to be on the grid next year should have been all doing donuts in that area at the same time. That would like 6 cars all doing donuts at the same time, Hulkenberg and Hamilton and whoever else, Perez, whoever else, I don't know. Like, it would have just been really, really cool to see. Really cool to see. Lungi on reserves this season have been fun to watch too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought. I think Liam Lawson has had a bit of an unfair run, and I think we'll see great things from him next year. I fully expect him to take Perez's slot at Red Bull. So yeah, would hope Lando would do donuts at least. Yeah, like have Lando there as well. Lando and Hamilton doing donuts around each other. That would be a sight to see. Yeah, I did hear one nugget of something from a friend who works in Formula One, and he said that Hamilton had special dispensation to do the donuts at the end of the lap, and his car, because of that, didn't have to go through scrutineering, because doing the donuts would have burnt off so much weight from the tires. The car is likely not to have passed inspection. So apparently that was all agreed in advance with Liberty Media, that it wouldn't affect Hamilton's finishing position no matter where he came, because that car would not go through scrutineering, because he had planned on doing donuts at the end. Don't know how true that is, but that's something I heard from someone who works in Formula One, so they should know. They should know. So to be fair, they work for a team that doesn't particularly like Hamilton, so who knows. Okay, right, time to catch up on some PT news then. You might have seen we put a announcement out about our Christmas closures. If you haven't seen this, it is on the website. I'm just going to get it up for my reference because I'm going to talk about it here. So if you are thinking of ordering from us and you want something to arrive before Christmas, the last day that you can order via Royal Mail is Thursday the 19th of December. It's only 11 days away. It's not, it's getting pretty close there, by 12 noon. And if you want UPS or free shipping to get to you before Christmas, you've got until Friday the 20th of December by 1 p.m. So that means we can actually get it on the van on that Friday afternoon. Because I don't think, although I'll be at work, the rest of the team have the whole Christmas period off. I'll be at work on Monday the 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. I do not believe that if I ship something on the 23rd that it will get there with either Royal Mail or UPS before Christmas Day. I just don't trust it. If you're internationally looking at buying something for us for a Christmas present or gift, you've got until Wednesday the 18th of December at 2 p.m, which allows us a chance to get it on the van on Wednesday afternoon, just to make sure it gets there. So bear that in mind, guys. Bear that in mind. Oh yeah, F1 talk is over. I said I'd do the peace signs. Yeah, F1 talk is over. Thank you. Thank you.
Tasty.
Shoei, thank you so much for the Ko-fi subscription. I thoroughly appreciate that. So we will be closed at Christmas. We're going to be closed. Let me give you the dates here. So our last shipping date will be the 23rd of December. We'll be closed on the 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th of December. So basically Christmas week. We're just going to close for the whole of that week. We'll be back in on Monday the 30th of December, but just for one day. And then we'll be back in on the Thursday the 2nd of January. So we'll have the 31st and the 1st of December off as well. So in total we've got, I think we've got 6 working days off, but that's not consecutive. The longest we have is 4 consecutive working days off. So things should ship quite quickly and quite easily within those periods as well. Keep in mind that some countries also celebrate on the 24th. Yes. Unfortunately, we can't take the 30th off. The reason for that is because our next shipment is arriving at port on the 24th. So that means it's going to be unloaded on Christmas Day or the day after. And currently, as of Friday, our shipment is scheduled to arrive here at the workshop on Monday the 30th of December. Because of that, we have to be here to sign for it. If we don't, and it goes back to the yard, and then they bring it on the 2nd, we have to pay £500 per day for every day we don't sign for the delivery. And they will try and deliver it every day, basically. They are working on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, apparently, the courier service that we use. So we have to make sure that we're in on that date, just in case it does turn up. Now, with shipments, it could be delayed. The boat could get delayed. The port could be congested over Christmas. It might not arrive until the 10th of January. I don't know, but that's why we've planned it this way out. So yeah, but the current port fees for like holding up, it's 500 quid a day. So plus that, so 600 quid a day, just in fees, which is ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. So we have to be here to make sure it can be delivered or accept it, and that's why we're going to be here. So Monday the 30th we'll be shipping, and we'll basically use that day to catch up on anything that's shipped over the weekend, which is pretty cool. There's a ton of stuff on that shipment. Even if it arrives on the 23rd of December or something like that, if it comes in super early, we're still not going to start processing it until the first week in January. So please bear with us on that. And that's going to be the Monday the 6th of January when we start processing that shipment. So anything that's in that container, we're not going to touch it really, other than counting it and checking it, until Monday the 6th at the very earliest. If it arrives after the 6th because it gets delayed by customs or something else, it'll be whenever we get to it. But yeah, Monday the 6th is currently the day we're looking at starting to unpack and ship those products out, which, yeah, should be good fun. Anything else that's happening that I need to tell you about? Oh yeah, so something else that we're going to do, which is quite fun in the next couple of weeks, is starting tomorrow, we're going to be doing a 12 days of Christmas. So every day for the next 12 days, so Monday the 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, up to Friday the 20th. We're going to be doing a 12 days of Christmas kind of like thing. Every day there's going to be a different deal. Those deals will only last one day unless otherwise stated, but most of them will only be available for one day. We're going to do things like free desk mats, free mystery key sets. We're going to do discounts on certain product ranges. We're going to have a whole range of kind of like fun stuff to do over the course of 12 days. There'll be some secret little things that are slipped in boxes as well. So if you do make an order between Friday just gone and Christmas Day, any orders between them might get a little extra gift popped in there as well. We've got a few things that we've been doing. A few people got free Christmas artisans, and we've kind of got like a ton of stuff just lying around that we're going to just randomly pop in some boxes as well, which is going to be quite fun. Not everything will get something, not every order will get something, but yeah, we're going to do like a 12 days of Christmas kind of like have a fun thing, just to give you guys some good deals and to enjoy Christmas basically, because it's going to be good fun. As we get closer towards Christmas as well, I think the weekend of the 21st and 22nd, we're probably going to do a lot of stuff on Discord. So there'll be kind of like some fun mini games and things like that to play, and some giveaways and stuff like that, and prizes. And those will all ship on the 23rd as well. So yeah, that's one way to get rid of Nordic UK kits. I won't give away Nordic UK kits to people who I don't already know have the base kit or something like that. Yeah. Hey Jay, I wanted to ask if there are any updates on when the rubber Haku will arrive at PT. I'm really excited to snag one. I think it's going to be like Q1, Q2 at the minute. I haven't had an update on production. I'm not expecting to get another update on production until the new year. But yeah, it's going to be a while away yet. So I don't think we're going to offer any for pre-orders. I think we're just going to do them in stock. We might kind of like reach out to people and say, look, these are coming. Do you want to register for pre-order if you don't already have one or something? But we'll see. I don't know yet. Jay, after the PT anniversary sale, it's going to be a while until we do sales again. Well, we did like a little bit for Black Friday, but I couldn't do too much for it. But I have to kind of like balance out like stock and stuff like that. One of the big problems we've got right now is shelf space. So the shipment that's going to arrive like at the end of December, early January, we've got a real problem on where we're going to store that, because there is no shelf space. Like everything is full. Like the amount of stuff we have in stock right now is just insane. And whilst we can fit a couple of things on shelves, we just have no shelf space right now. And given the fact that I don't know if we'll still be in this building come November, at the end of 2025, I don't want to kind of start like investing in another mezzanine floor or additional shelving units or anything like that, because I just don't know if we'll be in this building, and it seems silly to try and spend money on that when we might end up moving as well. So yeah, we'll see. Registration idea might be quite good. Yeah, it's something we'll have a look at. Like, I haven't like promised that or planned it in any way. It was just an off the cuff kind of thing. Are there any plans for QK80 Mark II group buys? Yeah, we ran the last one just a few weeks ago. It's only just finished. We haven't even had the invoice from QK for it yet. Zeni, I'm going to call you Zihen because I don't know how to pronounce that, but Zihen. We probably will open up another pre-order in January, because we'll do another round of all of the boards at some point in January. But it's probably going to be like mid to late January, I think. But just keep an eye on the Discord and we'll announce it there when it goes live. If there's significant demand for the QK to Mark II and loads of people that want one missed the previous round, then yeah, we can bring it back at any point. So yeah. I've just emptied 1% of the shelf space by picking up a raw JO2. Nice. So interestingly with the JO2s, we kind of like, when we ordered them, we ordered a ton of extras for QC failures and stuff like that. And I never intended to sell the units that are on sale right now, but they've just been taking up space. And I was talking with Mel about it the other day, and it's like, we might as well just shove them in stock, because we don't have gaskets and we don't have PCBs, and we can cut plates again if we need to. But there's a ton of stuff that we just don't have available for them. And to go through that kind of whole manufacturing for those replacement parts again just feels like a bit, I don't know. We'll see. So if they're still sat there by like the end of January, February time, I'll probably order them again. But there's kind of like MOQ. So for the gaskets, we have to order 100. We don't have 100 JO2s left. I think we've got like 25 or 30, something like that. So we'd end up with loads more available than we actually need. And it kind of, is it the best financial sense? Or is the better financial sense to offer them really cheap to people so they can get them Cerakoted and give James a load of work as well? So it's kind of like swings and roundabouts. But that's kind of where we thought with the raw JO2s. So yeah, so those are in stock and available right now, and you can pick one up. And of course, if you spend more than 70 quid, you can also get 20% off, and you can also get free shipping too. So if you're in the UK, so yeah, you had loads of bits hanging around. Nice. Yeah. Perfect. That's exactly what we were hoping for, Cragry. You were the type of person that clearly we were aiming to go to. How did the stock take go? Find much behind the shelves? Yeah, so stock takes work in two ways. If you've never been in retail, you kind of have to do two takes of stock take. The first thing you have to do is you have to say, what does the system say you have? So you get a printout of your stock from the system. For us, that's Shopify. Everything's tracked on Shopify. That says for all of these products you should have this number. It's like a well, I'm not going to show you the numbers, but like this is actually the paperwork here. It's 30 pages long. And you saw how small the text print was. So what we do then is we validate that everything that's on that list is on the shelves, and we kind of like cross-reference that. The other side of a stock take, which we haven't done yet, is we do it backwards. You then go through what's on the shelves and say, does that tally with what's on the store? And that's where we'll find kind of like the missing stuff. So what we've really done is just validate that everything on the website is available and should be available. What we haven't done yet is validate what's in the workshop that's not on the website. That's kind of like the second stage of it. The reason we haven't done that as yet is because I'm really tempted in the new year to start looking at a proper barcode fulfillment service, because at the moment it's just all manual counts and put it into Shopify. So we go, oh yeah, there's 10 of them, put them into Shopify, that's 10. There's 100 of them, we put them into Shopify, that's 100. Oh, we sold 5 of them, there's now 95. That's kind of how we work at the moment. But if we go through a proper barcode system, we'll just scan everything as it comes off the shelf and scan everything as it goes on the shelf, and it should be a theoretically much more accurate system. The question for me on that one comes down to cost and time to implement. Is it actually worth it, or can we keep going the way we're going? So yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Gemma, thank you so much for the 14 months of subs. I thoroughly appreciate that. It's been a good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend as well. I hope your trip was good, Gemma. I hope it was really good. So yeah. Bulbs, thank you so much for the 6 months of subs as well. Hey all, happy Sunday, happy half birthday as well, happy half PT birthday. Thoroughly appreciate that too. Right, let's show you guys a few things on the site because I do want to show you guys a few things on the website before we crack on with the build. So on here you will see tomorrow the 12 days of Christmas start to pop up. There'll be a different deal every day. They'll last from 9 AM until midnight each day. So do take a look at those. I will be announcing them on Instagram and Discord as well, so they will be there. I do want to show off that, yes, we do have the raw JO2s. Bear in mind that because these are raw, they might have watermarks, and you can kind of see some of these have watermarks on them. That's natural to be expected. Touch these with your fingers, and they will pick up a fingerprint because they're just raw aluminium. They're literally designed to be painted or cerakoted, so just bear that in mind. The other thing as well is instead of doing the POM plate cutting service through a form, I thought it was better to just have it as a listing on the website. That way I just have to keep up with it. So if you are looking for a plate cutting, you can have black POM or natural POM. The picture is of the natural POM, black POM is just black. And then you can pick what rough size your keyboard is. So is it a TKL? Is it 60, 65%? Is it 40% or smaller? Is it full size? And that'll update the price and stuff like that. And we'll cut them within 3 working days. So there's some details here about them. I'll be the one who does all the cutting and arranging. You just need to email me the file as soon as you've made the order. If you haven't sent me the file within a few hours, I will chase you for it. And yeah, we'll usually ship these within 3 working days. So that's the plan, is to cut them and get them shipped within 3 working days. Saves opening up a form and closing the form and people asking when's the form going to be back up, or I missed the form, can you open it again? All those kind of questions. People can just order them from here as well. We've also opened up a load of pre-orders for stuff as well. So a load of pre-orders for J-OG Keysets such as Darling, Cosmos, MT New Modern Dolch, Evil Dolch, Blue Alert, Tribal, OG, QK65s and Neos, Neo 70s and all of these as well. And the reason we've opened up these as pre-orders is because we just kind of have a load of stock coming and I'm really conscious of shelf space. So if you missed the group buy and you're interested in those, you can pick them up. And then from a group buy perspective, just want to call out two. J-OG MT New Space Cadet is now in group buy. Sadly, no international kit, but this is quite possibly one of the best MT new sets we've done so far, I think. It's just going to look so good. And also the keyboard kit for the Vida, which is by James at Alchemist Keyboards and Canon Keys. This is a really fun little 60% with USB pass-through, and it's just a really cool little keyboard as well. So if you're interested in one, you can pick one of those up as well. Cool. In terms of coffee, don't forget, last orders for coffee are probably the same as PT, so Jay's Roastery, so Classics Blend, Fiction Blend and Sci-Fi Blend, all available in bean format, in 250 grams, 500 grams or 1 kilogram. And the other thing is, over Christmas this whole site's going to be refreshed, so the site as you see it today for Jay's Roastery is going to be very different come January. I finally got a lot of the artworks kind of sorted out for some different bits and pieces. I do need to reach out to Tim about the logo because we never finished that off, but yeah, there's a ton of stuff that was going to be changing on the website, and because this is kind of like an alpha version of the website, we had all of this kind of documented here, changes coming soon. Well, those changes are now pretty ready to go live as well, so this is all going to change into the new year as well. And just a reminder as well, if you do support us through Ko-fi or Twitch, we appreciate it very much. If you support us through Ko-fi, we are trying to get to the Ko-fi goal. We're at 90% of the goal at the moment. If we do get there, we will give some free GMK away by playing marbles on stream. And just to call out, one of the things that you get if you join the SPCXL membership is you get access to the inner circle. What does that mean? Well, people on the inner circle on Friday got a little email from Mel Friday morning saying the J-OG Keyset is in stock. Would you like a free set? So bear that in mind if you're interested. Things like that will happen throughout the course of next year as well. That's the plan. So yeah. Cool. Okay, so I think that's everything there. Let's just catch up with the chat. True Blaze, what did you miss? Not much. We talked about the F1. We talked about my weekend, and we talked about what's coming with PT. Just put Seal order through. Nice, JMS. Congratulations. Seal is a great keyboard. Yeah, it's really nice. The one MT New said I was wanting. Yeah, is it because you wanted the UK ISO kit for it? The issue at the minute is, between Oblotsky and I, we've both overspent on supporting international kits. So yeah, we can't quite keep doing them for every set, unfortunately, just from a funding perspective. So yeah. SPC XLers, make sure you check your junk mail. Yeah, we sent out a few messages on Friday. I think about half of the SPC XLers got back to us because it arrived on Friday morning and we wanted to get them out straight away. So we wanted to offer you guys something. I think we only had like a 4-hour turnaround time, so I apologize. It was pretty quick, but we'll have more time in the future as well. Any JO1 and QK full size news? QK, not anything I can share just yet. As soon as we can share that, we will do. JO1, I just kind of put on hold until after Christmas and New Year now. Like, I just didn't quite get to it because of other priorities, and I do still want to run it. We have the prototypes that are really good. They came out so great. I know it's been like 6 months since we got them. I just want to do it right and make sure that we're getting them into production before we make you guys pay for them. So yeah. So soon-ish is what I would say. Soon-ish is what I would say. Oscar Lane says, not shown on the website is the free super special person club, which comes with a host of extra benefits, including weaker pictures and key rating. Hey, if you want to rate me to rate your keeps, we can absolutely set up a Discord channel for that. I'd 100% do that. Yeah, 100% do that. Any darkish green boards in stock? Dude, I have no idea. We have so much in stock. I'd have to go through every listing to see what colours we've got available. I can't tell. So yeah. SW Knight or Type Plus stabs. We don't have Knights in stock at the moment. We're waiting for them to arrive, but we do have the Type Plus stabs in stock. The Type Plus ones are really interesting and unique because they are actually left and right-handed. I don't know what the technical correct term is for that. But you can only put the left housing on the left-hand side and the right housing on the right-hand side of the stabilizer. They are very much kind of like one-dimensional. They're not interchangeable on the side, so that makes them really unique, and they also feel really good. So there's something that I have pretty much on hand all the time for builds. So yeah, I would recommend those right now. New glasses looking good. Thank you, Gemma. Yeah, I've been wearing for a couple of weeks, but thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. I think you're the only person in my life other than my wife to notice that I have been wearing new glasses for a while. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Right, okay. Those stabs are great. Yeah, they're really good. They're really good. Good evening and happy McLaren win. Yeah, I was super stoked for Lando. He just tore off and like he was just so great today. He was imperious today. Like he was so good. Like so good. Right, okay. I think without further ado then, it's Beneath the Mask BGM. Love it. Wait, what? What? I don't know what you mean by that. Right, okay, so let's start showing what we're going to be doing today. So the first thing to share with you is that the J-OG Keyset arrived. That's the board we're going to build. So these are made by JCS Studio. They come in standard JCS Studio boxes, and you can see they do say J-OG on them. Chiral, is that correct? Oh, sorry, Nimble Machine. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. I won't share anything else about the F1. It just came out without me thinking. I'm so sorry. Well, thank you so much for the Ko-fi subscription. I thoroughly appreciate that. So here is the J-OG set.
Incredible.
This is the final production run. As you can see, UK ISO keys are available on this top row. The ISO keys in here as well. So that's the first layer. ANSI compatibility 2. Gone for the good old-fashioned Windows keys. .7U, extra top row, arrows, stepped caps lock. The all-important ISO enter and the rest of the UK keys. Split spacebar support. And I think we're going to be able to do these. Like, I need to do the final math. They're going to go in stock one day this week. I think Wednesday is when we're currently planning to put them in stock. We've got quite a few sets of these. We've got 8 boxes of it. I kind of went ham on it. I ordered a ton of it because it's my favorite set. And this is kind of like an homage. I know it's just beige, but it's an homage to the old SAG keycaps that you used to be able to get. The old cherry dye sub keycaps. They came out so nice. I'm
Tasty,
really happy with these.
tasty.
I'm hoping that we can keep these in stock pretty much permanently. And as soon as we get to like half of them available, we'll just order a new batch. And I'm hoping that we can get these in stock at $44.99. That's kind of the current target price, including VAT. $44.99 including VAT is the current target price. I think we can just get there. After shipping and customs and import fees, I think it means we're breaking pretty much even. But like, I really rather have these available than not. Any other colorways planned? Yes, I wasn't going to show these on stream, but do you kind of want to see what else I'm working on with JCS? OG Icon mods? Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to see what else I'm working on with JCS? Would you like to see what I'm doing with them? Sounds like a steal. Yeah. Any chance for an alternative Alphas kit with sub-legends? Not for the J-OG set just at the minute. You're getting set to throw in the beige pile. Nice. Would love to see more JCS. Okay, I wasn't going to show these on stream because I haven't even looked at them myself yet. But I do have some samples. Let me get that. So bear in mind that these sets here, let me put the J-OG keycaps away. I mean, these just came out so fantastic. They're amazingly nice. If you haven't touched JCS keycaps, they're so close to the original cherry keycaps in feel. They're just so good. I'm really, really excited to get these out there and get more JCS out there. Anyway, that's the J-OG keycap set. We will be using that on the board we're going to build today. But I have had these produced as well. Just as a bit of a laugh. These are 4 different sets, so I'll show you all 4. I haven't labelled the outside boxes, so I can't remember which one's which. So this one isn't one of my sets. This is one of the sets that JCS have come up with. And it is Comic Sans. I'm not sure how I feel about this set. It's got this weird keycap here. The J-OG keycaps will be in stock on Wednesday, I think. They do come with this super cool anti-Comic Sans ISO enter. So I don't know how I feel about this. This one I wasn't expecting to get. This one just turned up in the packet. So yeah, I love that Comic Sans. Send a sample to the local primary schools and watch them place orders in bulk. Looks kind of fun. Yeah, perfect in lowercase. Maybe. Like, I'm not sure about that one. I opened it the other day and it was like, yeah, that's going to the bottom of the pile in terms of like priority. Anyway, the other ones that I've got here are kind of like a little bit different and a bit more retro vintage inspired. So you'll recognize some of these layouts. Let's see if anyone can name these. The J-OG keycaps will be, not the Comic Sans ones. So here you go. This is an example of, these are all die sub PBT, by the way. Anyone know what that looks like? Comic Sans is great, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. In fact, do you know what? I'm not going to say anything about these sets. I'm just going to show you them and call out anything I want to call out. Getting this for the UX designer on my team. He's a visceral revulsion of the Comic Sans. Yeah, that's one set that we're working on. Here's another set. I'm not going to tell you the names of these. Like, some of you will be able to guess what the names are and what the inspiration is, but I'm not going to kind of like tell you everything just yet. And again, I have not been over these with a fine-tooth comb yet, so I haven't checked all of the details. This might help you get some more of an idea. where did I get my MX Master Mouse customized? It's actually customized for our subscribers, SPC subscribers. Camera, please focus. And it was done by Leonardo de Mouse. These are all beige sets. All of them are beige. And then this one's probably my favorite of the three. So yeah, these are all basically just in test at the moment, just to see what we want to do. So yeah, we'll see, but my hope is that we can bring all three of those designs with some tweaks to being in stock in the new year. We'll probably try and order them in January and have them in stock for like March time. That's what we're probably going to try and target to do. No guarantees on that at the moment, but that's kind of like the plan in the back of my head. I do need to go through all of those three sets, not maybe the Comic Sans one, and just double check legends and like kind of finishes and stuff like that. So there's a little bit of work to do. I had planned on doing that this week. So yeah. Susan, thank you so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you. Yeah, so we're going to have a look at those. We'll see. But the J-OG keycap sets will be in stock on Wednesday. And we're currently aiming for $44.99. I'm hoping to get that price. It might have to be a little bit higher, but $44.99 is kind of the price I'm hoping to get them to. Like, I think at that price they're a bargain, and you know, hopefully they'll do really well. And if it does do really well, we'll just constantly keep it in stock and try and see if any other vendors in the world want them as well. If you've actually got any suggestions around pre-order for the Comic Sans one, maybe we'll see. Let me check the keycaps over and we'll do it like a bit of an interest check. For that price, I'm totally down. Yeah, like if it's popular enough and I can get other vendors involved as well, then we can definitely get it to that price. I've got a few conversations to have this week about the next round and if we can get other vendors involved. And if they can, then I don't mind selling this one up there at break even, because when we sell more numbers, we'll be able to have like a small margin or something on there as well. It'll only be like £3 or £4 a set or something like that on round two. Round one we'll probably just break even on, and there's no I'm not like taking a royalty. I can't say I designed beige keycaps, so I'm not taking a royalty on these either. But yeah, $44.99 is kind of like where I want it to be, including VAT. So before VAT, whatever that is, 20% off that. I don't know what that is. Let's figure that out. So let's call it 45 for easy reckoning. 45 divided by 1.2. £37.50 for people who aren't in the UK. Some designers would maybe. It's easier to dye white keycaps over black. So it's easier to put with Dye-Sub. It's easier to put dark legends on lighter colored caps. Yes. Doing it the other way around, you have to dye if you have put like a light legend on a dark cap, the only way to do it is to have a light cap and dye the whole thing apart from the legend dark. So that's called reverse Dye-Sub, because you're or five-sided Dye-Sub or variations of those things. It's much more difficult, yeah, and it's usually not the nicest. There are companies out there that can do it, but yeah, it's not the nicest. So sticking with lighter colored caps and darker colored legends is usually the way forward. So yeah, okay, cool. Reverse Dye-Sub is more likely to cause shrinkage. Yeah, so it does. But not necessarily in the way that most people will be thinking of that. So just to explain that, if you were going to try and Dye-Sub this keycap, so this is the backspace keycap. Let's say you wanted to Dye-Sub this keycap, but you wanted the keycap to be black and the legend to be white. You would have to Dye-Sub the top of the keycap apart from the bit where the legend is. You'd have to Dye-Sub this side, this side, and the top as well. So all of the sides. Now what happens is, because you're putting a film on top, the way you do Dye-Sub is kind of like you put a film on top and then you heat press it in and the dye enters the plastic. So to do that, you would have to put the film on top of the whole keycap and then put the heat on. So that means that it's kind of like got to fold down the sides as the die on the sheet that you're putting on. And if you imagine it's got to fold all the way down here, but then you heat it up, what tends to happen is you kind of like have like a semicircle shape that comes off this bottom edge where there's like a fraction here that's not covered. If you imagine like you'd end up with like, if you can imagine like that sort of semicircle shape where it's not dyed, and that's just one of the limitations of 5-sided dice. Now there are companies out there who've nailed the process down and got it working really well, but it is inconsistent. So yeah, I just dropped all those over the floor. I'm quite lucky in the fact that they didn't actually go everywhere. I got quite lucky there. I got quite lucky there. I must have tried to balance it somewhere. I just wasn't happy where it was balanced. But yeah, let's be a little bit more sensible with that this time. There we go. So yes, so J-OG Keysets in stock on Wednesday. Aiming for $44.99. If it's a little bit more than that, I apologise. If it's like £2 or £3 more, I apologise. But that's kind of where I'm hoping to get the price to. Okay. Right, let's show you what we're going to be building today. Because this is going to be a Leviathan build. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Leviathan or Leviathan, because it's not spelt Leviathan. But anyway, this is what we're going to build today. Somehow, I'm not quite sure how these are still in stock, because when you see this, you'll understand. Leviathan, yeah, but it should be Leviathan. It's just easy to say. It's Leviosa. Absolutely. All right, Hermione Granger. Okay, so this was designed by Lamina, who also did Lamb Red Alert as well. So first things to call out, it uses the smaller new size Dota board that you can see just there with the Molex connector instead of the standard JST. Gasket and feet files. PCB. And you'll see that the PCB has mounting tabs on it because this is a PCB mount one. I don't have a plate for this particular one. And here is the keyboard, so. No ribbons, hurrah. Look how beautiful this is. This is a 60% with attitude. Super cool design on the inside. Super cool design on the outside. This is one of the prettiest 60% I've ever had the pleasure of owning, I think. And it's a chunk as well. It's really, really hefty. So, yeah. Let's take the board apart and start prepping it. Oh, they're Torx. Looking at the screw, I'm wondering why my screwdriver wasn't turning it, and it's because it's Torx. Shame the factory messed up the finishing. Yeah, so what happened with this, if you're not following it, is there was a whole kind of like difference with the factory finishes and stuff, and they weren't produced as to what was expected. Now, we didn't sell a ton of these, I'll be honest. Like, I'm surprised this didn't do 10 times what it did, but in some ways I'm glad because of that. However, what did turn out is an absolutely stunning board, and no one can deny that this thing is absolutely beautiful. So I think for all of the mess ups, this board as it stands is still one of the coolest boards in the hobby right now. Also comes in a grey colourway, and I think we have some wing keyless units in stock as well, and some HHKB. Come out, screws. So that's the top case taken off. As you can see, this is coated, and it's coated in this super cool. Yeah, it's about 2.5 kilos when built. Super cool colorway. You can top mount the plate here, I believe, as if you use a plated version. We're not going to be using this plateless. We are going to be doing this plateless. We're going to be using a plate on it. And I do love just that exposed copper base at the rear. So nice. These are in stock right now, Susie, so you can see them on the website, and you can get 20% discount on them during the stream as well, actually. So if you are interested in picking one up, now is probably the time, because I need another tray now, look. As I say, you can get 20% off during the stream. Yeah, it's about, I think they are 2.2 kilograms, but about 2.5 kilograms once built if you use a plate and switches and PCB and everything else. Will you consider stocking Molex to Molex and Molex to JST cables? Yeah, we'll consider it. We've only done 2 boards that offer those at the moment, JQ. So yeah, like we probably will do at some point, but because we haven't stocked many, it's not something I've ordered particularly to have in stock yet. So the more we sell like that, the more we'll offer them though. Should we have a look how much this costs? Actually, I can't remember. And it's not cheap. I'm aware of that. So let's search for in-stock keyboards. Let's see if we can find it. Here it is. £424. I think depending on the color you get and the layout, you can get like if you go for like yeah, so there's a few different ones. 419 is the cheapest one, which is grey wing keyless top mount aluminium plate. If you do add it to cart, I think to use the discount on it, you need to use the discount code in the cart box, I think. Let me just, I was testing something the other day, look. Was this one of the ones where it didn't show until checkout? Oh yeah, there you go. So the code should work there. So yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's pretty expensive. But it is a fantastic keyboard, so yeah. Your mileage may vary. I have a Bridge 75, an incoming Wakehav Lucky 65 V2. Yeah, we tend not to, like, we actually turned down the Bridge 75 when we were offered it because I didn't think it was good enough quality for the price. But they're not bad keyboards, that's not me saying it's a bad keyboard. So yeah. You'd have to go to checkout to figure out what it was in euros. I don't know what the conversion is off the top of my head. Why am I still showing that? Don't need to show that. Anyway, so yes, this is the board. And then this is the flat piece here. And the actual typing angle all comes from this chunk of copper with the Leviatán logo just here. It's a stunningly nice board. Let's get the daughter board installed. Then we can do the feet as well. Yeah, if you buy from us as well, you'll pay your import fees at checkout, so you won't get any import duties when it's shipped. You'll pay your taxes at checkout. two of these screws now to hold them in place. That's the right screwdriver. That should be. Oh, one Leviatán? Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah. Is it the camera or does this beige look salmony to me? It's got a... So... It does have like a slightly pinkish tint to it. Like this camera is going to be straight off because it's way off. Is this camera? Like it's like a... It is beige. This is closer to the color in real life as you can see it from the top down view. It does have a slight... In certain lights, a slight pinkish tinge to it, but I wouldn't say it was pink by any means or any shape or means. And it's definitely not like a salmon type tinge. It's more just like a hint of pink. But it's definitely a beige colour. So now we've fed the cable through. We're just going to pop this back down, line it back up, and screw it back together. He says. If we can get it to fit back together. Is that the cable getting stuck? Shouldn't be. I think the cable's just lifting over the corner there. There we go. That's it. We've got it this time. Pop the screws back in. Do you have any recommendations to store PCBs? Like as in raw, as in like just unbuilt PCBs, Rue? When I used to start collecting, I used to keep them in an old Filofax. I don't know if you. It was basically like a folder that you put plastic wallets in, but it was kind of like a rigid one. It currently houses all my car documents, but yeah, I used to put them in those. It's like yeah, I can't think of what they're called, but Filofax I think is probably the closest name to them. In more keyboards, yeah, just buy more keyboards for them, bro. Yeah. As long as they're in their anti-static bags and they're not getting like stepped on or trod on or anything, they should be fine anyway. Okay, let's install the feet and gaskets now. Two screwdrivers. They do come provided with screwdrivers. I'm probably not going to use those. Let's install the feet first. These are the black paw feet from AKB. Oh, that foot has lost its sticky. Interesting. Oh, okay, so it was what's happened. The sticky remained on the pad rather than staying on the foot. So I might have to replace this with some of the old black paw feet that we have in stock. Slightly annoying. Let me see if I can get this to stick just for the purposes of the stream.
Incredible.
I don't think that's going to have it. We'll see. That's probably going to come off, is that one. The sticky stuck to the pad rather than to the actual foot. That's slightly frustrating. Okay, let's pop the gaskets in place. Is that going to stay? Yeah, it's not going to stay. Okay, I'm just going to remove that one for now. It's on a desk mat, so we won't notice it. And in fact, you know what? I'm just going to take them all off and replace them with some black paw feet we've got in stock. And I think, as that's happened to me, all of the kits we've got in stock, I'll put some extra additional replacement feet in as well. Just because I don't want that to happen to anyone else. Okay, right, so time to insert the gasket. So the gasket's going to go in these grooves here, and then also in the rotating grooves on the top case as well. I think this is going to want all of the long ones. I'm going to try and make sure I get the sticky with the gaskets this time. Oh, give me a second. The gaskets don't actually fill up the whole space. Okay, one more to go, and then we can do the top case as well. Okay, move that to one side. Now I'm just going to do the same on the top case. Now the top case, we're going to try and go either side of the cutout, so you'll see what I mean here. So, because there's a cutout for if you want to go top mount, what we're going to do is we're going to have a gap in the gasket like so. 20% off in stock PCB holding keyboard case for the stream as well. Yeah, absolutely. You can get 20% off a keyboard to hold your. Oh, that's the wrong length. Why is that length? Is that because that goes here? Yeah, okay, I see. This does have to be one of the prettiest keyboards of this year, I think. Okay, there we go. That is the case all ready to go. And it's going to slot together something just like that. Next, what we need to do is build the PCB. And that means I need you guys to make the first decision of the night, which is which switches are we going to use. So, we're going to have a little poll. Hopefully a mod is available to create a poll for us. He says, today we have no clickies now. I couldn't put clickies in the first thing, although I can. Today we have two choices. We have either Palm Piano or Gateron X switches. I'll create the poll because it doesn't look like a mod's available. Which switch? So we've got Gateron X, or we have Palm Piano. Okay, poll is live, so you guys just now need to vote in the poll and tell me which switches you'd like to see in the build today. My vote is in. Jenga, hey man, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here, dude. So yeah, so those are the two switches, Palm Pianos or Gateron X. I have quite a few of each, so I'll hopefully fine. Gateron X are Gateron switches that were created using a new mold and polished stems. They're pretty cool. They're no longer made, although I think another round of them is about to be produced pretty soon. I should probably reach out to Chippy over at Ken and Keys and figure out what's going on there. So yes, those are those two. Whilst you guys are voting on that, I'm going to put together some stabilizers and get them ready for the actual build. So I'm just going to move the case just to there for now. Let's get my box of stabilizers. Now, as we're going plateless, I'm just going to check the PCB does support ISO. It does, so we're going to go full backspace, full ISO, split right, split left, 7U bottom row. So we need 3 stabilizers. If the poll's even, can we do half and half? If the poll's even at the end, I will do alphas, Gateron X, modifiers, Palm Pianos. That's what I'll do. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's use gold wires on this. So I'm going to use 2 U's and then see if we've got a 7U. That's a 7U gold wire. Let's use these black housings. That's 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, and 6 sides. Whoops, throwing some wires around I don't need. Okay, I think we should have some screws somewhere as well. It's not quite enough screws, but that should be enough screws. We use those screws. Great. Perfect. Okay, it looks like there's been very, very few votes on the switches here, but interesting to see how you guys have voted so far. Just going to give this a shake and a clean. High pitch or low pitch? I think that's going to be more dependent on the keyboard. They're more of a low pitch though, like Gateron X's. Like inks and stuff are kind of tend to be quite poppy and clacky. Gateron X tends to kind of like being in a low pitch. Here's the PCB. As you can see, it is kind of like a leaf spring design for the PCB mount itself. So let's get these stabilizers ready. Gatex as a manifest. Okay, a few more votes coming through. A fresh, hey man, good to see you, dude. How you doing? I got you. ADM on the charge with the GAT-X switch, folks. See how that vote's going to go. It looks like it's just going to be in the Gator X wheelhouse here, but still a little bit of time to go. Insert PT shipping. Okay, Gator X are the winners. But only just. Eat that, pianos. No more points. I am tempted to see if I can get the plate file for this to cut myself a POM plate, because I think this board would really work well with a POM plate in it, but plateless would be my second option. Pianos had their time last week. Did we use pianos last week? Is that what we used? I can't remember. It's a whole week since. I do not remember that. I do know this is the first full keyboard we've built since the Matrix yeah, though. Still use my Matrix board built with by J with pianos, and it's glorious. Pianos are a great switch. I'm really sad that they won't ever come back. But yeah, I think we still have some in stock. I think. I'm not sure. We've definitely got some in a tub downstairs. Maybe 4,000 or 5,000 of them. It's not like a huge number, but we have some. So if they're not in stock, maybe I should put them in stock. But I'm pretty sure they are in stock. We are the champions, my gats. You have a Lindy by Lemo. Nice. The Lindy one's usually fake Lemos, I think, right? I know we've had some in the past. I don't know if we've still got any in stock, but we used to do. Okay. That's the majority of the lubing done. I'm just going to use the lube that I've got on the brush just to brush the sides of these stabilizers. Don't need too much lube on the sides of these at all. Just trying to make them smooth, not trying to gum up the works here. Okay, let's get these into the board. We have got some screws here. So I'm going to use the little black screws, I think, for these with the clear washers. 7U space in place. Let's do the full backspace now. Remember not to over tighten your stabilizer screws. I had to fix a keyboard the other week for someone who had tightened the screws into the stabilizer so much that they'd actually cracked the PCB, and in doing so ruined a load of shorts. Ruined a load of traces, so a load of things were shorting out. So just be careful that you're not trying to do that when you're putting stabilizers in. I had that warranted a whole new PCB for that fix, which meant I had to desolder the old one and then rebuild the new one. It took quite some time. No mounting on the spacebar win. Yeah, I do think that's a positive these days. More so for if you're using top mount. Less so if you're using like leaf spring mounts, but yeah, it's still nice. Laminar knows what he's doing with keyboard design though these days, I think. That is our stabilizers all installed. Right, okay, so Gateron X's won the toss today in terms of what we're going to put in the board. So let's put these into the PCB. See if this will hold in place. The PCB should hold these nicely, so I'm just going to hold these, push these. Oh, actually, he says that one. Oh, some of these barely want to hold on, so we might have to do these each individually rather than trying to pop them in and then flip it over. We'll see. Maybe if we get a piece of cardboard or something, we can flip them over into place. I don't think they're going to hold. If I turn it over, they're going to fall out. Yeah, look, they're going to just fall out. Look. Okay. So we're probably going to need to get a piece of cardboard to flip them over with at the end so we can solder them. Well, we'll see what we can do. Sorry for being tardy, had to put up the holiday decorations. No worries, no worries. Me and my wife made a wreath, not this weekend, just gone, the weekend before. That has stood up to Storm Dara being outside our house on the front door. Somehow it has managed to not fly off and fall apart, somehow. Or at least not yet. I suspect when I get home tonight it might not be there anymore, but we'll see. Did it? I don't remember. Maybe it did. It's a long time since I built a plateless board on stream, JQ. Normally if I was building this for a customer, I would do it very differently. I'd do one switch at a time and have it flipped upside down already with the soldering iron ready to go. Cherries are much easier to use on plateless builds. Yeah, it depends on the PCB and how thick the 5-pin holes are, like in terms of how well they're drilled through. Some are tighter, some are looser, and then again it depends on the switch and how the mold is for the switch. Some are tighter and some are looser. We should be okay. We'll give this a try. If not, we'll just do each switch individually. We're only going to lose a minute or so by doing it this way and seeing if we can get it to work. Pains as tape, yeah. Usually I'd just flip the PCB upside down and then pop them in one by one and solder them in each at a time. But I think what we'll try and do here is we'll try and put a piece of cardboard on top and flip it over and see how that goes. It may work, it may not. Been typing on your Leviathan for a week now. It's amazing. Yeah, dude. How these are still in stock, I don't know. Like, they're such a pretty keyboard. It's so beautiful. Some of these are super loose, so they're going to fall straight out, but we'll see. See, like that one is really nice and firm in. That one's going to hold, I can tell. It's just a shame the rest aren't quite like that. We won't put anything in the bottom row for now, just because I'm pretty sure they're not going to hold. We'll try and get these rows to work. Although there's no guarantees they will. This could go pretty badly when I try and flip it over. Okay, let's see if I have a piece of cardboard to hand, or something I can make a piece of cardboard from. Let's have a look. I'm just going to go cut a box really quickly. Okay, let's see if we can get this to flip over nicely. I suspect it will not work and it's going to go everywhere, but we'll see what we can do. There we go, that went better than expected. Still going to take some serious soldering work here, I'm afraid, to get this to work, but we'll give it a try. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll just go switch by switch, tack a pin in, and then once everything's tacked together, I can re-go through it. No, the switches are lubed. These are lubed 205 grade 2. By the wonderful Pokemon Kid over on MKUK. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag one leg of each switch in place just to hold everything together. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back through and resolder each switch leg that I've already soldered, just to make sure the switch is fully seated. And then the third thing I'm going to do is then solder the second leg. So we're just going to do the right leg on each one. And then we'll come back through. This is just going to give us enough rigidity to be able to pick it up and handle it. Built mine with Nixes and they sat pretty tight. Yeah, cherry switches probably will sit tighter. We can just take an extra, one single extra pass on one leg each, and we'll be back in the saddle, as it were, and good to go. Oh, the caps lock switch has absolutely fallen out, so we'll have to do that after. Nixes are tight. Yeah. Perfect for plateless builds. Yeah, most cherry switches are really good for plateless builds. Most builds, you've got the plate to hold the switches in place, which is kind of like gives you an extra layer of stability. Sadly, in plateless builds, that's not the case. Couple of switches just completely falling out here on the flip, but it's not too bad. Okay, so now we can just move them to one side. Get rid of the cardboard, and then all I'm going to do is I'm just going to heat the pad up that I've put in and push the switch in fully so I can make sure that it's fully aligned. Wait for the switch to cool, wait for the pad to cool, and then I can move on to the next one. And that's just going to make sure everything is fully seated, fully installed, and ready for us to solder the second pin. So with these you might hear tiny little clicks as I'm pushing on them just to give them pressure, and they're just seating a little bit better. Just like that one did. Most of these are doing okay. I think the vast majority were already in fine, but it's best to double check on these things. Will PT restock keyboard stands in the future? Do you know, I just put some keyboard stands back in stock literally on Friday and they sold out straight away. But yeah, we can make some more keyboard stands. I'll need to order some more acrylic, so it will be in the new year before I can put them in stock. We could potentially do like a little pre-order for them actually and see how many people want them. And then I'm not buying a ton of acrylic to have them just sit around forever. If that would be of interest, Rue, let me know and I'll arrange something. Or if anyone else would like some keyboard stands, let me know. I have to see if I can dig out the old file for the keyboard stands from when we made them, because it's a few years since we actually made them now. I can't remember. I think the last time I made some was in the old workshop, so it would have been 2 years ago. It took us a long time to sell out of them, I know that. That one definitely wasn't in place properly. Okay, that's all of those ones done. Pre-order would be nice. Yeah, it helps me figure out how much acrylic I need to order as well to produce them, because I think we've got some acrylic but not a huge amount. So yeah, we'll see what we can do. Those are going to fall out as soon as I flip that over. Yeah, so let's do you know what? Let's just put some solder in each of the holes, and then we'll line up the switches afterwards. And then we can do the bottom row. We're going to do step caps lock as well. Is that the only other one we've missed? I think so. Just solder those in really quickly. These are just Gator on X's. The Pro X is a different range, I think, if I remember rightly. Bottom row. Okay, that's all those switches in. Let's quickly solder the other pins across all of those switches. Hey Jay, can you explain your process of soldering and how you go about making sure the switch is properly seated? Yeah, so I mean it's a little bit different for this because it's a plateless build, so there's no plate to align the switches, so I'm having to do that individually. So it's a little bit different to soldering normally. But what effectively I was doing was popping the switches into their correct positions. I was soldering a single pin on the underside, and then once I'd soldered that pin on the underside, I was then going through and reheating that pin whilst pushing on the switch from the opposite side. So I'd be pushing the switch in while soldering the pin again to make sure that it was fully flush and firm and pressed up against the PCB. Normally you don't need to do that because the plate handles a lot of that for you. The plate will hold things in place, and then friction pressure will just hold the rest of everything in place. For this plateless build, it's a little bit different. If your switches fit firmly in the 5-pin holes, you don't have anything to worry about. But these switches were not holding firmly in the holes, so I was just having to take an extra step just to make sure that we were soldering them in the correct place. Nice and simple, really. Normally, soldering switches is no more difficult than what I'm doing now. Your switches are already in place, all held in nicely, and you're just going through and soldering each pin. Hope that helps. But maybe chat has some tips for soldering that people in chat can drop in as well. If anyone else has any tips on soldering for Pablum, drop them in chat. The main thing is to not be scared of it, I think. Like, soldering's not a difficult skill to learn, but it's a great skill to have in your toolbox. And if anyone else has got any tips for Pablum, pop them in chat, let him know. Oh wow, JO2 Raw looks nice. Also wish all boards are sold bare bones. Yeah, I mean, we're selling them that way because it's basically what we ordered for extras in case of QC failures. Because it was a new factory at the time, I didn't know what the yield was going to be in terms of A stock units. So we ordered a ton of extras in case we needed to re-anodize or change up a few units or anything like that. And yeah, I put the JO2s in stock the other day because otherwise they're just sat in our workshop. And I don't have enough PCBs and gaskets and plates to kind of like make them full kits. Otherwise they would have been, you know, the standard 400 quid kits. So I've just put them on sale for people who might want a keyboard case to get rid of them, basically. And if we've still got a ton of them left by the end of like February, I'll just order the missing plates and make them into kits again. But yeah. Almost there with the soldering now. We've still got to do the bottom row. Okay. Are the rows all wing keyless? Yeah, the rows are all wing keyless. If you are interested in a blackout or an SPC wing key top, drop me a message because we might have a couple left over. I think we might have 2 or 3. We didn't produce many of them, but there might be a couple lying around. Okay, so let's get the spacebar in first, because it's a nice easy one, and then we'll figure out where we need to be for the rest of them after that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do a 7U bottom row, which means we need 1.5U key, which is there. Guess what switch is ready. So I've soldered 1 pin. I'm reaching underneath the PCB to hold the switch, reflowing that switch. Reflowing that pin, and then allowing me to solder it in fully flush to the PCB. There we go, nice and simple. That's that one done. And then next up we need to do a 1U key next to that, which is going to be there, I think. Wait, hold on, let me figure this out. Yeah, I think so. Try and do these 2 switches at the same time now. So pop the switches in, solder the pins, 1 on each side, push the switch in while reflowing that pin, making sure it's all nice and neatly assembled. Same with the second one, come back in, solder the second pin on each. There we go. Okay, one last side to do, so we need 3 more switches. done. Last switch, and then we can get to testing everything works. And there we go. That is soldering all finished. What temper on the pine tool? 230 for this particular solder, but every solder is going to be different. So yeah, like every solder that you use is going to need a different melting point, and the pine tools, like 2 different pine tools, will have 2 different temperatures, even though they say the same on them. So you just have to bear that in mind as well. I've messaged James to try and do a baby blue version, so I have the SPC baby blue. Nice. That's really cute. Okay, let's now see if we can't get everything put together and test the PCB. So, take the top case off. Oh, did we screw that back in? I think we did. No, it's just very stiff. There we go. Just going to pop the Molex connector in. Just like so. Going to lay that down so it sits nicely, just like so. I'm going to pop the top case back on. Get rid of that hair, and then we can screw this back together. So we have round head screws all on the top of the back case here. So let's put these back in place. I think I've got this one as a long screw here. Let's see if we can take that out. There we go, rounded screw in. And these screws all across the front edge. Okay, so now we've done that, we can start to screw the case back together. I'm just going to start screwing in the bottom corner here. And I'm just going to tack that down so it feels tight, and then I'm going to come across and go diametrically opposed into the back corner here. And this way we're just ensuring that we're spreading out the weight, making sure that we're not going to put too much strain on the case itself or on any of the screws, because we don't want to strip any of the screws. Going to work our way around the case this way, just making sure everything's nice and tight but not overly tight. Okay, that's the case all now screwed back together. It's looking mighty good here in the light. Let's give this a test in QMK Toolbox, and sorry, switch hitter, and see if it's working good. You should be able to see switch hitter now. Let me pop the keyboard down here. We'll plug it in. Make sure we're seeing everything we should be. Okay, let's test the keys. Okay, everything working so far. We should have set this to ISO, look. Let's try that again. Looking good. That should be an FN key, so we should see F1 keys coming up here. Yeah, that's all looking good. And then bottom row. Okay, Is that FN as well? Yeah, okay. 2 FN keys. I'm slightly worried that the caps lock key is a little bit not straight, so we might have to straighten that up later on. We'll see how it looks with keycaps on it. I think that key is going to be slightly wonky though, so we'll see what it looks like. But there we go. Keyboard is all working. Okay, let's put the J-OG keycaps on here then. So I did drop these on the floor earlier on, so they're all over the place. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Okay, so I'm going to need keys out of this pack and then off some others as well. So let's. Captions describe the J-OG keycaps as the JoJo GT keycaps. Well, closed captions are not perfect. I apologize for that. Looking pretty good so far now. Okay, looking good so far. Right, now we need to take some keys from the bottom trays. So, spacebar. We can line it up, that is. There we go. This is where I find out I've soldered this bottom row wrong. I do love these Windows keys. And Angry Alt as well. Short Shift. Step caps. I think this is going to look wonky. Like looking at the switch, I knew that was going to be wonky. We'll fix that later. And then just grab the rest of the UK ISO keys. To that shift. At symbol, and we need the key. Oops. And then where's the one UFN key? Where's that key gone? There it is. There is something about beige on a keyboard that just works. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. But for me, beige just works. Twisted stem, where's my fixed kit? Is there UK ISO with J-OG? Yeah, this is UK ISO on the version. Yeah. So here you go. This is the J-OG keycap set. I know this is twisted. I knew as soon as I looked at the switch it was twisted. The J-OG keycap set, UK ISO, on the Leviathan R1 with this stunning copper base. Looks so good. These Windows keys, look at them. They're so cool. Yeah, Wednesday or so, I think J-OG will go live. Shall we see what the board sounds like? I haven't heard any sound tests of the Leviathan. Let's pause the music and let's see how it sounds. I'm hoping it sounds good. For a plateless build, that sounds really, really cool. The spacebar is nice and poppy. The rest of the mods feel nice and muted. The alphas feel really crisp. It sounds really, really good. This might become my daily driver for a little bit. It's got quite a bit of flex to it. It's really hard to show you guys flex, but like there is some flex there when you're typing. Like you can feel the movement. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is some movement there. Not a ton, but there is. Like that's fully depressed. You can see how much the spacebar is moving. That's the PCB moving underneath the spacebar. It feels so good. It looks great though. Beige was made for this color keyboard. Slight pinkish tinge to the beige, but not in a bad way at all. Like in a really, really good way. I'm surprised these haven't sold out, unless they have sold out whilst we're on stream, and then I'll fully understand. So yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know in chat what you think to the keyboard. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Just need to fix this. Just need to fix this. Okay, let's put the sound back on. So yeah, so that is the J-OG keycaps on the Leviathan. I know this is really bugging me now. I know I need to fix this. I know I need to fix this. Crooked caps lock, otherwise looks gorgeous. Yeah, I know I need to fix the caps lock, dude. Like I've been mentioning it, like it's because it's a plateless build. I think I've only sold one pin for it, and I need to just twist it. But it's a switch. It's a soldering issue, not a keycap set problem. Looks nice. Sounds really good. It does sound really good. Sounds really clean, really clean, really clean. Pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with how it's come out. It's just a side profile as well. Like this board is just such a good looking board. Is the P key also not sitting right? Yeah, it could be the P key. I think it's actually this key here. Yeah. Again, we can fix this though. Let's do it now. Let's get it all fixed. It just requires a little bit of a soldering technique to get it sorted. Let's get both of those keys fixed. Also gives you guys longer to use a 20% discount, because the 20% discount is only live whilst we're streaming. As soon as we stop streaming, that'll close. So let's get these keycaps fixed though. Get your savings in, absolutely.
Tasty, tasty.
Thank you so much, Marshmallows, for the raid, 29 people. Thoroughly appreciate you you being here. We're just finishing off a Leviathan build. We just need to, because it's plateless, we just need to straighten out a couple of the switches. Quickly disconnect the Molex. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at this caps lock key first of all. Okay, so the reason why the caps lock key is twisted, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the first pin goes through a normal hole on the PCB. The second pin actually comes through what would be the center switch pin, so that's why it's a little bit easier to get misaligned. So let's get the soldering iron back. What we're going to do is we're going to heat up the soldering iron, we're going to figure out which way the key needs to twist, and we're going to heat up the pin and then twist the keycap whilst we're putting pressure on the switch. So once that's up to there, we're going to reflow the solder on there and then let go. Let that resolder, and we've done too much in that direction. Oh no, that looks okay. So you can see we've now got a straight key there. I think these two keys here just need to be pushed in a little bit better, so let's have a look at that. I really want to desolder these switches, but we'll see. There we go, much more even. I think there's still a little bit of a problem with this P key. I wonder if the switch is just not quite closed properly or something. Let's have a look. Okay, so it looks like the switch housing is not quite clicked in properly. All looking neat and even and tidy. Quick little fixes are always good. Let's get this Molex connector click back in. Come on, we got you first time last time. Come on. Go. There we go. Screws to do now, and then we should be good. Just in case I want to go back together. We got that on the, we got it on the wrong way around. No wonder it didn't want to go. There we go. Nice. those Lego inspired things you've been printing. Someone did a full-size Lego of the Xmas tree that way too. Nice. Yeah. I actually have the final one to send out of those I've been printing tomorrow. There's one final print to leave running overnight tonight, and then those will be going out to Tim and Lottie tomorrow. But yeah, I printed quite a lot of them. Looking clean. Thank you very much, Payne. I appreciate that. Okay, right. Screws in, and then we'll be good to go. And again, we're just going to go diametrically opposed, just to make sure we're spreading out the weight evenly and not putting pressure on any one screw. You're welcome, guys. I hope you enjoyed the discounts today. There we go. That is the keyboard build done for today. That is the Leviathan with the J-OG keycap set. Keep noticing tiny little bits of plastic on this keycap set. There we go. Looking super, super clean, super nice. Great side profile. Yeah, super happy with this. So there we go. That is the build for today. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I've got time for. I do need to get home, which is still a little bit of a drive away from me. Unfortunately, there's been a fatality on the road outside, so the dual carriageway outside of here is closed in one direction. So getting home is okay, but getting here, I'm really hot. You can see I'm flushed. I need to turn the heating off. There we go. The getting here today was, it's like 3 miles. It should be a 5-minute drive, 10-minute drive at most. It was over an hour and 20 minutes to get here today because I was stuck in traffic to get to the workshop. I do feel sorry for whoever died. I know there's one of you is from Bradford, like just in the area. Whereabouts are you? I don't want to say your real name, but I can't remember your screen name. Anyway, yeah, so Ruler Lane in Bradford. There you go. No salad, no sauce. There it is. Yeah, it's Ruler Lane has just been closed basically all day. Apparently, someone, a pedestrian, was hit by a Arctic lorry. So this is like a big, lorry, 7.5-ton lorry, and yeah, it took them a long time to clean up. Let's put it that way. So the road is open now, I believe, but it wasn't open when I came up, so I had to go the long way around and queue for ages to get here. But yeah. Bruce from Bradford in this case. Nice, yeah. I was going to stop by to drop off the loo, but I was told to stay away. Oh wait, did I tell you to stay away? Or did you get told to stay off the roads? Okay. It's been really, really bad out there today, so it's one of those things. Right, okay, I'm going to head off now, guys. You've probably got about 2 minutes left to use the discount code if you're interested in using it before I turn it off. Watch out for the 12 days of Christmas all next week and the week after. I've got some really, really cool, exciting stuff I'm going to be sharing with you on those. The J-OG Keyset is going to go in stock on Wednesday, so if you want to pick up a set, you'll be able to pick it up from Wednesday. And keep an eye on Discord and YouTube and Instagram, because that's where I'm going to be posting over the next few days. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I thoroughly appreciate every last one of you. Take care and have a great rest of your weekend. Don't forget, no stream next week. We'll be back here in 2 weeks' time, and we're doing our Christmas giveaway stream. I've got about 20 or 30 prizes we're going to be giving away, and basically we're just going to play games on marbles and stuff like that all night, which will be really, really good fun. So please do join us for that in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye-bye.